everyone. Today I'm going to teach you a gentle class where we're focusing on grounding and stretching to open up our hearts. I'm here today with Sloan. He's going to do the class with me, and we're going to get started just seated. So find whatever is a comfortable seat for you. If you have props nearby, you could sit up on a bolster, a pillow, a yoga block. You can sit however you'd like, whatever's comfortable for you. And you can just rest your hands on your knees or your thighs. The palms of your hands can face down for more grounding, or you can let the palms of your hands face up to be a little more receptive. But let your shoulders relax with the help of gravity. Lift your heart just a little bit, lengthen up through the crown of the head, and close your eyes. So let yourself just settle in to this space, to your body, and just settle into this little moment in time. Finding quiet stillness. And notice the ways in which your breath naturally interacts with your body. So you don't have to guide or modulate your breath in any specific way. But maybe you notice a really subtle lift of the chest and expansion of the belly when you inhale. And when you exhale, maybe you feel how your navel pulls in towards your spine, just dialing into center. So yoga is a process of regulating your mind-body experience. So sometimes the best way to do that is by just getting quiet and becoming still, and getting a little more grounded, feeling the earth underneath your seat. And as you stay here in this seat just for a few more moments, do a little scan of your body from head to toe and see if there's anywhere where you're holding on to tightness. Maybe that's around the eyes, the forehead, the jaw. Is there anywhere you can just consciously relax? Sometimes we hold on to things unconsciously. Sometimes the fingers, the hands are gripping unconsciously. The teeth are biting down. What can you soften? And then feel free to open up your eyes or keep them closed. We're going to do palms facing down if they're not already. So we're rooting down through the root of our energy body, the Muladhara chakra, that which connects you to the earth. And from that grounding feeling, we're going to move a little bit. So you're just going to start to circle around. So you can just move your body around in a circular motion. Feel free to go as fast or as slow as you want. You're totally in control here of your range of motion. The head, the neck, the shoulders could get a little bit more involved if you want. Continue to breathe in and out through your nose. And you can switch the direction of the circles whenever you want to as well. If your mind starts to travel forward and back, or it goes anywhere else, just come back to the feeling of grounding through your seat, through your feet, the back of your thighs, whatever is connecting you to your mat. And then when you're ready, come back to just a place of stillness and let your eyes open. Okay, so we're gonna shift onto our hands and knees to tabletop position. So if you have sensitive knees, a blanket can come underneath your knees. So for some of these poses, I'll use props. For some of these poses, Sloan will use props. So if you're at home and you don't have any props, you'll still be able to do the practice and you'll see how the poses go without using anything. If you're at home and you do have props, you can see how you can incorporate them into your practice. So coming into a tabletop, you want to have your shoulders right over your wrists. You want to have your hips right over your knees and spread your fingers nice and wide. And we're just going to move through cat-cow. So as you inhale, you're going to tilt your tailbone up, spread the sits bones, lift your chest like you're reaching it through the gateway of the arms. As you exhale, round through the spine. Start by tucking the tailbone, round the whole spine like a dome. Let's do 4 more like that. Inhale to arch. Exhale to round. And just keep going on your own. Okay, come back to a neutral tabletop position. Next, we're gonna open the heart a little bit more and open up the shoulders a little bit more with Anahatasana, heart chakra pose, or puppy dog pose. So you wanna keep your hips right over your knees, and we're gonna start to just walk the hands forward. And you can be up on your fingertips, like you can tent your hands like little teepees, or you can let the palms of your hands press down. But either way, keep your forearms raised off the ground and keep your elbows raised off the ground. And you're gonna lower your forehead down. Good. All right, that looks good. And just make sure those elbows stay lifted and your forearms stay lifted. Nice. And then I'll grab some blocks so that you can see another way to do this. If you are more open through your shoulders like I am, you can set up your blocks parallel to each other. I like the medium height for them, although you can explore different heights with the blocks. Still keeping the hips over the knees. You're gonna slide your elbows onto the blocks and walk the elbows forward. And then just have your hands in prayer, fingertips together, and lower your forehead down. Press down through the feet. Breathe here. Good. So I usually call this puppy dog pose, but it's often referred to as Anahatasana. Anahata is the heart chakra. The translation of the Sanskrit word Anahata is actually unstruck, which I find a really beautiful translation, especially when you're referring to it as the heart center. So allow yourself to really receive this opening. Allow yourself to be a little bit vulnerable here as you open up your heart. Good. And then if you want to get a little bit deeper into this pose, I'm going to come up off of the blocks. And Sloan, you're going to come up a little bit too. Yep, and you know what to do. You're going to lower your chest and your chin, but still try to keep the elbows straight. Try to keep your elbows and your forearms lifted. Let's take 3 more breaths. Press the feet down. Nice. And then you can lift back up into tabletop position. And then we're going to come into a downward facing dog. So just lift your hips up and back. Find your upside down V shape. And I'm going to give Sloan some assistance here. So I want you to spread your fingers really wide and grab the mat with your hands, like as if you're not just holding onto a flat surface, you're not just leaning on a flat surface, but think of grabbing something round, like you're palming a basketball in each hand. So you're palming around the outline of your palm, that circular outline. The very center of your palm is a little bit light and lifted like a suction cup, and then all your fingertips grab, especially the index finger and the thumb. Good, so I'm just gonna place my hands on top of yours and push the floor away from you like you're trying to slide your mat forward. Yeah, just like that. And then you can see how his heart melts a little bit closer to his thighs. His belly, ribs, and chest just goes a little bit closer to the thighs. Good, so keep on pushing like that. I'm just gonna move my hands. Get head and neck relaxed. Nice, and you can just place a little micro bend in your knees. Breathe in. So everyone's just holding down dog. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let's do a few more breaths here. And if you're feeling pretty good with your down dog now, you can straighten out your knees a little bit more. They don't have to go all the way straight. We want to keep reaching the hips up and back. Good, and maybe the heels of your feet, descend down towards the earth. Good, so keep that action, and I'm just gonna let go. Good, take another deep breath in, and a deep breath out. All right, so now on your inhale, lift your right leg up and back for down dog split. And just stay here for a moment. You can bend your top knee if you'd like to. You can open up your hip. Maybe you rotate the right ankle, move the foot around. Maybe you make some big knee circles, some big hip circles. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Good. Inhale, re-straighten your right leg if you bent it. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose, around your spine, and step your right foot forward in between your hands. And you can lower your back knee down. So if you have sensitive knees, you can always place your back knee down on a blanket like I'm doing. So we're going to walk our hands up onto the right knee. Good. And if you don't have blocks, you can do what I'm going to do, which is I'm going to keep my right hand on my right knee. If you do have blocks, you're going to do what Sloan does, and you're going to place this over to the right and put your right hand on the block. Yeah. And we're going to take the left arm just up and over. So turn the palm of your hand towards the wall. Good. Imagine you're trying to high five the wall with the palm of your hand. Good, and if it feels okay, you can turn your head and look up towards the ceiling, rotating the heart up and open a little bit more. Or if that doesn't feel so good for your neck, just look forward or look down. Breathe in, breathe out. And again, come back to that Muladhara chakra, that root chakra. Feel what's connecting you to the earth. Both of your feet pressing down firmly. That back knee pressing down. Good. We're going to take another inhale and exhale. Good. And then re-straighten your spine. You can either reach both of your arms up or you can bring both of your hands onto the right knee. Good. Take a moment here. Breathe in. Breathe out. Good, and then we'll twist to the right. We're going to take the left palm down to the floor or a block and take the right arm up and twist. Yeah, so you can use a block underneath your hand or not. It's up to you. right, and then we'll release the right hand down. Lift up your back knee and carefully step back, downward facing dog. And again, just finding your breath here in your downward facing dog. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose and sigh it out of the mouth. One more time, breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. Inhale, raise your left leg up and back, down dog split. Stay here as you exhale. Maybe you bend your top knee and open up the hip. Maybe you circle your foot. Maybe you circle your knee around. Good. Equal weight in each hand. Inhale, re-straighten your left leg. Exhale, bring your knee to your nose. And you're going to step your left foot forward between the hands and gently lower the back knee down. Again, feel free to pad up your knee. And just walk your hands up onto the left knee. Nice. All right. And then if you have a block, you're going to place it over to the left side. Reach for it with your left hand. And if you don't have a block, you could just keep your left hand on your knee. The right arm's going to go up and over. So we're finding lateral flexion. We're side bending through the spine. Good. And you're going to keep this left shoulder relaxed. Let the left shoulder blade glide down your back. And again, if your mind wanders, try to reclaim your energy. So we're so used to giving so much energy away throughout the week, throughout the day, to different projects, to different people, to different responsibilities, to different distractions that arise. So just try to reclaim your energy, reconnect to the earth, reconnect to that feeling of grounding, and dialing into center. Good, and then on your inhale, you're gonna either lift both of your arms up or bring your hands onto that front knee. Nice, and then we're gonna take a twist to the left. So right hand comes down and the left arm goes up. And you could always put a block underneath your right hand if you'd like to. One more breath here. All right, and gently bring your left hand down. And we'll step back to downward facing dog just one more time. Remember, you're grabbing the mat with your hands. You're not just leaning on a flat surface. You're imagining that you are grabbing something round with your hands. Especially squeeze or press through the index finger knuckle and the thumb. You can close your eyes, or you can just look back between your feet. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. Sigh it out. One more time, breathe in through the nose. And sigh it out. All right, and then lower down. Come onto your knees. We're going to set up for a supported back bend. So this is a popular pose in restorative yoga. It's a popular pose in yin yoga, in vinyasa yoga. So I'm going to set Sloan up with blocks. So if you have blocks, you can see how to do this. So yep, you could face the other way. So both of the blocks are going to go behind him. One is going to go underneath his back, right underneath the tips of the shoulder blades, going across. And then the other block is going to be like a little pillow underneath his head. So you might have to adjust this. You'll see as you get into it. And you can always adjust the heights of the blocks and where they are. So lift your arms for a second. So you can see he has this block on the medium height, and it's right underneath the tips of his shoulder blades, right? And then the other block is underneath his head. So it's a pretty big stretch. And then you're gonna let the soles of your feet come together. And let your knees open. Good. And if your hips are feeling really tight, if you don't feel like you can hold this we're going to do this for about 5 minutes. If you don't feel like you can hold this, you can take pillows or you can take yoga blocks and you can slide them right underneath the outer knees. But you're okay like this, right? All right. So go ahead and close your eyes and just rest here. Again, you can have palms of your hands facing down for more grounding. Or you can have the hands resting on your belly or on your inner thighs, feeling more of a connection to yourself and more grounding. Or you can do palms facing up. The arms can reach overhead. There's a lot of different variations that you can do here. But this is just another pose that opens up that heart center, that Anahata chakra. Your seat for love and compassion and understanding. And like I said earlier, Anahata, the direct Sanskrit translation is actually unstruck or unbeaten or unhurt, which is a really beautiful way to think about this, because in a lot of back bends, we kind of push ourselves really hard. We go a little bit hardcore, and it can work against us sometimes. So you really want to think of allowing yourself that vulnerability. Heart openers, they open us up, they make us vulnerable. It can be a little bit scary, but at the same time, it can be really rewarding to just let that all open up. So just settle into it. Instead of forcing yourself to create this back bend, allow your mind to be easy. Allow the body to be easy. Allow yourself to receive the back bend instead of trying to create it. Accept the support of the blocks underneath you. Accept and surrender into what's holding you up, what's supporting you. The earth, maybe some props. And again, just noticing how your breath interacts with your body naturally. You don't have to try to guide or modulate the breath or shape it or manipulate it. Just let it be. There's a natural feeling of expansion when you really observe that inhale. And there's a natural sensation of dialing in to center physically and mentally when you observe your exhale. So again, give yourself an easy mind, an easy body. Give yourself this easy moment. Can you hand over control? Can you just let yourself be? All right, so if your knees are open, you can zip your knees together. Unfortunately, there's not a very easy or graceful way to come out of this pose and come off of the blocks. So you can either roll over to the side or you can curl up, hold the back of your thighs, and come on up to sit using a little bit of your core. Find a tall, comfortable seat with your eyes closed. Bring the palms of your hands together. Thank you for trusting me to guide you in your practice today. The light in me sees and honors the light in you. Namaste.